Hello everyone and welcome back to another round of Tuesday Night Legacy, where we showcase Magic's most powerful formats. My name is Eugene and I'll be your commentator for this round 1 from May 24th. On the left we have Alex playing Mono Black Curses. This is a control deck that plays like a combo deck, using the first couple turns of the game to use huge mana accelerant cards in order to get Curse of Misfortunes into play. It then takes the namesake curses to put them on the opponent to kind of lock them out of the game and win over several turns with the Cruel Reality Curse. It also has 2 other backup win conditions. It runs a playset of Urza's Saga, so over time it can grind out with Constructs and the Retrofitter Foundry. It also has the Karn package with the Wishboard in the side that can win him the game that way. So several different ways to win with this deck. On the right, we have Eric playing an Enchantress list. So Enchantress, we've seen on here, this is a combo deck that plays like a control deck. It has a lot of early game low mana cost spells, like Wild Growth and Utopia Sprawl, in order to accelerate the mana. That gets in either a Sithis or an Argothian Enchantress that allows the player to draw a bunch of cards every time you cast an enchantment. And once you have something like Elephant Grass or Solitary Confinement in play to kind of stop the opponent from being able to win, you can overwhelm the opponent with, say, like a Destiny Spinner or a Hallowed Haunting. So a control combo deck versus a combo control deck. Let's get this started. So Alex on the play here, starting with Swamp into Double Dark Ritual, into Curse of Misfortunes. We were talking about this in the description earlier. This one is every upkeep, he's going to be able to find a different curse from his deck in order to enchant his opponent with. Just going to basically, if Eric can't answer this curse pretty much right now, then it's going to get out of control really fast for him. And I think Eric not realizing the repercussions of what's about to happen here just goes for a Utopia Sprawl on turn 1 to accelerate his mana for turn 2. We see Alex looking in his deck, decides to go with Overwhelming Splendor. Now any creature or planeswalker, all creatures are 1/1s, and planeswalkers cannot be activated. Yeah, enchanted player can't activate abilities that aren't mana abilities or loyalty abilities. Oh, so I guess that means they can activate specifically planeswalkers, but anything else, they cannot activate it. So all activated abilities are basically shut down. So that land, I don't think, can fetch. Yep, that's what we're finding out right now. So this Sithis is a 1/1 and has no abilities, and that fetch land can't be activated to go and get a land. So in a pretty bad spot here. Alex kind of putting the chokehold even deeper on here with the Curse of Death's Hold. So because all creatures are 1/1s, this one gives all creatures a player controls -1/-1, effectively making it so any creature that Eric now plays immediately dies due to state-based effects. So Eric in a pretty tough spot here. Just going to go for another Utopia Sprawl, choosing white, hoping that maybe some enchantment will be able to save him here. We see another curse come out of the deck here. This is the curse that wins the game over time. So not being able to sacrifice a creature or planeswalker, then Eric is going to take 5 damage each turn, or lose 5 life rather. So this is going to clear out the game in about 4 turns. Alex, not satisfied with that timetable, decides to use his Urza's Saga to get a Construct. Gets a Chrome Mox out of the deck. I guess he must have the Retrofitter Foundry in hand. Chrome Mox not doing a whole lot. When it came into the battlefield, he did have the ability to imprint if he wanted to, but it looks like Alex was just looking to up the artifact count to make the Construct just a little bit bigger. Eric passing his turn with the 4 mana open. Not a great sign. Doesn't seem like he has a ton to do. We see another curse come in here. This is a curse that is not run in every curse list, but Alex has it here, the Curse of Fool's Wisdom. So every time that player draws a card, they lose 2 life and gain 2 life. This would be a good curse to have even in a normal Enchantress situation here, since they're drawing so many cards. They would basically kill themselves before they were able to do anything else. So the Retrofitter Foundry was deployed. We see a servo being made, and Eric has a response here. He puts in the Swift Recognition, which is going to stop that construct from being able to attack. It becomes, what, a vehicle artifact with crew type 5 and loses all other card types. So now if Alex wants to attack with it, he's going to have to crew it. So no damage was dealt there. You just see 1 damage coming across, but losing 7 life a turn is, yep, going to Eric's upkeep. He realized that he takes 7 damage from the curses, and we are on to game 2 here. So we see a Utopia Sprawl from Eric on turn 1, just pass it over. Alex trying to decide what he's going to do with this 1 black mana here. He's got all kinds of stuff. If he has a Dark Ritual in hand, maybe he can put down a Karn. Maybe he's got a Trinisphere in hand. I'm trying to decide what the best course of action is here. The Curses deck often has the biggest play on turn 1 or turn 2. So we see a Chromox pitching a Hagar Mauling into a Dark Ritual. That is going to be a turn 1 Karn. Now Karn has access to the Wish board here, which is things like Ensnaring Bridge, Liquid Metal Coating, and Mycosynth Lattice. Also can get a Vault of Whispers if you're absolutely desperate for mana, being able to get any artifact you own outside of the game. So goes for the Liquid Metal Coating here. This is a combo with Karn. You can activate the Liquid Metal Coating on your opponent's lands, even basic lands, it doesn't matter, and tick up the Karn, and those artifacts become a creature with power and toughness 0 and die as a state-based effect. So it's actually kind of like a Stone Rain. Oh, that's interesting. We see Eric going for a green Sun Zenith here, which isn't typically seen in Enchantress lists, for 2, which is going to grab him his Argothian Enchantress. It's a very beautiful one, by the way. Showing a little bit of bling on the Enchantress side. So Enchantress being where Eric wants to be, drawing a bunch of cards here, but it looks like it might not matter. Yeah, so Karn ticks down, and then a whole bunch of mana ramp is going to get Mycosynth Lattice into play, and these 2 cards in play, Karn and Mycosynth Lattice, are basically going to completely shut Eric out of the game. Everything's an artifact, and artifacts cannot be activated, so mana abilities cannot be used by lands, and with no mana, that's going to be the end of the game. With those 2 super explosive starts from Alex, that's going to completely shut Eric out of the game, and we're going to see a swift 2-0 from Alex. As always, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you coming to the channel and checking out our stuff. If you like the video, please consider liking it. If this is your first time here, please consider subscribing to the channel. As always, thank you to Spellhold Games for allowing us to record at their store, and we hope to see you next time. Our next match is going to be a Pauper match, Red-Green Cascade versus Esper Familiars. We'll see you then.